Hey gang, it's your friendly neighborhood RoboRiv, Nick Rivers here, and in this here video we're going to get into my take on Val Zod, the Superman of Earth 2, and we're going to talk a little bit about Val Zod, and also this ended up being a drawing that at the time when I drew it, which was roughly about the end of last year, it didn't mean a whole lot to me when I drew it, but as I got to the end of it, it ended up meaning kind of taking on its own meaning in my own personal life. And to find out what that is, you'll just have to stick around till towards the end of the video. We'll get into that. So let's get into the drawing. So first things first, before working on either of the Earth 2 Superman pictures, the one I just showed you on screen and the one that I'm drawing on screen right now, I've got to admit, I did not know a heck of a whole lot about Val Zod, who is this Superman, this Earth 2 Superman. I didn't know a whole lot about him before drawing this. When I did my initial kind of sketch of what I wanted my version to look like, I did do some research because I was reading the series that he debuted in, which was Earth 2, but he didn't debut until Earth 2 issue number 19, and around that time I had already dropped off from reading a lot of DC Comics. At the time, I believe that Earth 2 book was part of the whole New 52 lineup back when it came out in 2014-ish, and I was really enjoying some of the New 52 books, but trying to keep up with that many titles per week, per month, it got a little too crazy, and certain titles had to go. I couldn't devote all my time to trying to keep up with everything. So unfortunately, Earth 2 was one of those books that I had stopped reading, and I do plan on trying to either find an omnibus or some kind of collection that's got maybe some of the issues that I missed, because reading about Val Zod through Wikipedia and through watching different YouTube channels that like different comic book history YouTube channels that discuss this particular storyline, he sounds very interesting. He's a very interesting character, and from what I could gather from what I've researched, he is in this alternate version of in DC's multiverse, if you will. This version of Val Zod was sort of the adopted brother in the House of El family. He became quick friends with Kara Zor-El, who is Supergirl, and before Krypton met its doom, Jor-El and Laura, they were able to not only get escape pods for Kal-El and Kara Zor-El, but also for Val Zod. And from his life on Krypton, he had to see his parents get executed, and that's kind of like how he became an orphan, and the House of El kind of adopted him. But during his trip from destroyed Krypton to Earth, he was being fed recorded messages from his parents teaching him that violence is not the way, And of course, when he gets to Earth, just like all the other Kryptonians, because of the yellow sun, he's super powerful. And I like the just position of he has got all this power. He's got the power of Superman, but what ends up happening to Val Zod when he gets to Earth, he's found by this guy named Terry Sloan, who offers him asylum to protect him from the outside world. And he's not really protecting him. He's actually kind of using Val. But during this time, he was basically kind of kept as a recluse, kept down in this secret bunker until this group of heroes called the New Wonders, which is Earth 2's version of sort of like their proto Justice League or new Justice League. The New Wonders find him, and of course, comic book happenstance of, our Superman just went rogue and went evil. He was brainwashed by Darkseid, I believe, and they didn't know what to do. So just, coincidentally, they find him in this bunker and they ask for his help. And it's very difficult at first. I think it's Lois Lane who is in this universe. She is the new Red Tornado. She's the one that kind of convinces Val Zod to fight with them to try to get Clark back. But I don't know. I'm a little foggy on how that was resolved. Like I said, I didn't read these issues, but during that, I know that their Superman does eventually die, so Val Zod kind of takes up the mantle as Earth 2 Superman. Now, to explain why I feel this piece of artwork that I actually finished in around December of last year, how I feel like it's relevant to me today as I'm recording this, which it being now a couple months removed, I feel like this drawing, he's breaking away from these chains, which is kind of like the normal Superman. It's a classic Superman pose of, Superman busted through the chains. I decided to make them kryptonite chains for Val Zod, since this version of Superman is actually supposed to be a bit more powerful than our usual Clark Kent Superman. So I feel like this is something that he might be able to summon up the strength to bust out of even kryptonite chains. And man, much like Val Zod in this drawing, and through the history of Val Zod, of him being isolated for so long, I feel like that's what I'm doing in my own personal life as I record this. I'm busting out the chains of isolation, so to speak. And I guess you could say maybe it's self-imposed isolation. See, I have worked a second shift job for about 7 years now, and I know there's many people out there, maybe you even listening, are working a late job in like a graveyard shift type job, and may feel isolated. And you may have worked those hours even longer than I have, but for about 7 years, it's taken a toll on me to where you notice your social circle getting smaller and smaller, and you don't have quite the same opportunities as everyone else that like friends and families that you have that may have a regular 9-to-5 job. You miss out on a lot. And being an artist, which is also a very solitary kind of job, so to speak, you tend to be by yourself a lot. And seeing those panels of Val Zod kind of in that bunker where Red Tornado and the New Wonders find him made me kind of feel like that. It's like I feel hidden away from the world, so to speak. And like Val Zod stepping out from the bunker into the role of a superhero, a very public superhero, I am stepping out from my position, cleaning bathrooms and vacuuming from around like 3:30 to midnight, Monday through Fridays, to now taking my art and making it my full-time profession. And I'm just getting started with it. Wish me good luck. And if you're interested, I am available. Available for any kind of illustration and graphic design needs. Just take a look at my social media link information towards the end of this very video. If you send me a DM on either of those, I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. Alternatively, the quickest way to get to me is through my email, which is riversdraws@gmail.com. Just send me an email through there, and I will get back to you. Whatever your project, if you have an idea of what you'd like me to be involved in, just send me a detailed description so that way I can send you a quote of how much that would be, and that way I can put some food on my family and do some great work for you in exchange. Matter of fact, I'm doing some really cool concept artwork at the moment for a author I met at the last show I was at. If you know anything about me, you know that I like to pop up every now and again here locally in my town, my hometown, and do whatever small conventions going on. And I meet some really cool people that way too that have their own projects, and I like to work with those people when I can, or when they contact me and do some pretty neat stuff with them in turn. So yeah, I'm doing this full time now, and it's a little scary, but like Val Zod, breaking free from these kryptonite chains, I'm breaking free from those intrusive mental chains that tell myself that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy enough to pursue this as a career, to pursue my passion as a career. And so here he is, the Superman of Earth 2, Val Zod, busting loose from all of those things that held him back, busting loose from his insecurities, and ready to take on the world. And I hope whatever it is that you feel like is holding you back in life, you can go into it with that same attitude and know that you are worthy of those things. And as long as what your goal is not to hurt anyone, that your goal is valid. And my goal was to get you to this point in the video. And if I succeeded, let a brother know, hit that thumbs up icon, like the video, consider subscribing and to see future episodes, and hit that bell notification. Also follow me on Instagram at Art of Nick Rivers. I try to post any chance I get. That's usually either there or Threads is usually the first place I'll post anything. I've been getting a little lackadaisical with my Threads posting, but I'll try to get back to it, post some cool work in progress drawings. So again, I will see you in the next video. Love you. Peace. You choose. I draw. If you know anything about me, you know I get a kick out of posing my figures and taking what I think are pretty neat snapshots of them. Sometimes they even inspire some of my artwork. That's why I'm doing a little poll to see which one of my photos should I redraw, remix, reimagine as a pinup. So for this one, your choices are Katana facing off against Noob Saibot, Thor versus Loki, Elektra, and Bane versus Venom. Voting ends Saturday, April 20th, so make sure you get your votes in on this video, in the comment section of this video, or whatever video you see for You Choose I Draw poll number 5. I'll tally all the votes up that Saturday and announce the winner, and that winner will be a future episode of A1R Draws.